Well, we're here looking at this distinguished gentleman today, because apparently the Texas bill to ban all anime has passed the House in the USA, and it is set to become an official law. So we need to figure out what exactly that means, and why it's become a thing, and why the fuck does it matter? Kind of doesn't make any sense to me, but alas, the government sucks, but we'll figure it out, because I didn't get a chance to read it myself. After this video, I'm going to go on ahead and take a look, but he's apparently going to give us the rundown, hopefully the play-by-play and whatnot. We'll go from there.
If you don't know what you're looking at, let me explain. This is the bill in Texas that threatens to ban all anime. For instance, if you were to watch something like Goblin Slayer, One Piece, Naruto, or Bleach, you would be labeled as a felon. You might recall this conversation earlier.
Excuse me, I'm a felon for watching Futa Hentai. Get the fuck out of here. You're so lame. God, I hate Texas.
Earlier this year,
I heard it was in Texas, right? Texas? Yeah, Texas, yeah.
In February 2025, where everybody was talking about it, and it gained so much traction that we even have Japanese politicians talking about the subject and closely monitoring this bill that is actively moving through.
The state law SB 20, which is under deliberation in Texas, there were concerns about its impact on anime and manga, but we have received news that it has passed. The following site has also been updated to passed. Although information is still limited, we continue to monitor future developments. Wow.
Congress moving through the House and Senate, and how it can have an overarching effect not just on the United States, but also around the world. Because the bill, for many people's agreement, it's unconstitutional. It will affect freedom of speech, freedom of expression, it will hurt cartoons, it'll hurt anime, animation, drawings, it will hurt a lot of things. And so, a lot of people are...
So I don't know. I'm going to have to go look this up. But, like, what does the bill actually say, and why it's like that? I feel like there's more to it than this, but we'll figure it out, I hope. We'll look this up on another monitor. If you hear me typing, that's what I'm doing.
We're actively watching where this bill is going. However, you might recall a few weeks ago, there was an article I covered and many others talked about as well, to where niche gamers said that Democrats block a bill to ban Goblin Slayer and other anime in Texas. And the bill in question that was blocked, according to this article, was SB 20, which I'm talking about in this video. This article is clearly not accurate. It is not accurate by any means, because the bill just a few days ago effectively was passed by the House, and it's actually worse than you thought. It wasn't the Democrats trying to block it. In fact, the Democrats all said yes to the bill, and so did the Republicans. So both political sides of the spectrum basically said yes to the bill being passed. 139 yeses, 0 nays, and 2 present but did not vote. So what this effectively means is it was a unanimous vote from both political parties to put SB 20 in action. So this article saying that Democrats were on the side of the people trying to ban this bill is factually incorrect. This was made back in the 8th of May, 2025. I wanted to point this out because many might remember I covered this topic and so many others did, but it's very clear that this is aged very poorly and the bill is still moving through. And so I don't know where this information actually came from. But let's get back on topic. So what is the bill? Why are people worried? And how will this affect you? So first of all, we need to talk about this subject right here. It has been filed. It was out of Senate committee. Then it was voted on by the Senate. Then it was out of the House committee. And then it was voted on by the House. And as you can see by the dates here, literally on the 22nd of May here, it was voted. Unanimously, it passed. You can see the color codings here. If it's green, it indicates that the bill has passed this stage. There's 2 more stages for it to officially become a law. For instance, it needs to reach the governor table, and then the bill becomes law. And where you're getting the overall date of September 1st, apparently, according to...
Well, oh, shit, he's going to show that part too. I was about to say, because I feel like I found it, but I'm not exactly sure if this is it, because it looks like the website itself looks so goddamn shit. I'm not even sure what the fuck I'm looking at here. This is probably it. It only seems to be like a single page. Huh. Let's see here. Oh wait, is this the one I'm thinking? Oh, let me see what it says before I show it.
If the bill does pass the government table, the governor's table, it will officially become a law on September 1st, 2025, pretty much banning all anime in the state, which means that this can have an overarching effect, and this bill might be introduced into other states around the country and might cause other countries to follow suit with this bill. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. What I'm trying to say is that the bill so far hasn't fully become law yet. However, it's not inaccurate to say the bill hasn't passed. It did pass the House, and it is concerning,
Fair.
especially when you factor in that all sides, Republicans and Democrats, said yes to the bill, which means that it is not really a far-fetched thing to say that the government,
Wait
a
a second.
far-fetched thing to say,
Wait a second. A bill entitled to an act relating to the creation of the criminal offense of possessing and promoting obscene visual material appearing to depict a child. Is that what this is also saying? Is that what this is also saying? No, that is what this is saying. Okay, so it is the same thing. To be enacted by that one. It's okay. That's just showing up. Okay, let's see. To be enacted by a legislator in the state of Texas. I see that. Promote. Promote has the meaning assigned by okay, no. Okay, so let me take a look at this real quick. So this is what we're talking about. I just want to be sure that I'm reading this correctly. Oh. A person commits an offense if the person knowingly possesses access with the intent to view or promote obscene visual material containing a depiction that appears to be of a child younger than 18 years old, of engaging in activities described by section blah blah blah, regardless of whether the depiction is an image of an actual child or a cartoon animation or an image created using artificial intelligence application or other computer software. Uses an image of an actual child younger than 18 years of age at the time the image was made with the intent to train an artificial intelligence model to produce visual material constructing child pornography. Jesus. In a sense, under this section is a state jail felony, except that offense is a felony of the third degree. That's it. Okay, it's saying it's a felony. They show the child offense person has been okay. There's that. If found guilty, yeah, that's it. Okay, now they're just going over it. Huh. All right. So is this it? Okay, well, I mean, I can see how this would be problematic. I can see it from both sides, to be honest with you. Like, if this is what the bill is saying. Yeah, I don't want people to be able to do this either. But I feel like I'm missing something because maybe that's just the title, because it doesn't seem like this is going to ban all anime. But I do see how it could start to interfere with a lot of shit. Like a lot. Like a lot of, yeah, these are not just cartoons, not just anime, really anything. And it's going to get into games at some point too, I can guarantee you. Huh. Okay.
Republicans and Democrats said yes to the bill, which means that it is not really a far-fetched thing to say that the governor of Texas won't sign it and say yes to it. It's very, very unlikely he's going to deny it. It's possible,
True,
but it's very unlikely when you have both sides agree on this subject. So, if it does theoretically happen, and it does become law, that's where things get even more interesting. It will obviously be pushed into federal court, aka the Supreme Court, and it will be, probably for many, many years, maybe months, I don't know, where it's going to be debated if it's constitutional or not, and at this current time, it's appearing that it's definitely not constitutional. So let's get into the wording and why people are actually concerned. This right here is what the Texas SB 20 bill has within it, and I showed this many, many months ago when this was brought up, but basically, at first glance, this seems like a good thing that the politicians brought up. They're trying to ban usage of AI depicting actual kids and images of kids being processed through AI. At first glance, this is a good thing. I fully support that. I'm just going to be completely point blank on that.
Yeah,
It is a
my
good
God.
thing that they want to ban that because obviously that is very harmful. However, the bill also adds and tacks on cartoons, animation, and other things like that in sculptures, which means that it won't just stop at actual real kids being hurt, but just random depictions in anime, manga, and also in cartoons will effectively be banned, which is why the subject matter of you can become a felon just for watching Goblin Slayer, One Piece, Naruto, or Bleach, or other anime has been brought up because of this. Now,
Fair.
in terms of optics, when you look at the overall captions of this bill, it makes a lot of sense why both political parties have, unanimously said yes to this bill, because obviously it does look bad if you go against this bill. It
Yeah.
does, because
Yeah.
obviously, why wouldn't you want to protect a kid? Makes sense. It does. It does. However, with the way the wording is and how loose it is and how obscenity laws are and everything, it could be really harmful to a lot of people. It can actually legitimately cause just blanket bans of anime, manga, sculptures, paintings. You get the point.
I feel like they left it vague specifically for that reason, where they can use it to attack whatever it is they don't like. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like anyone's going to be against this, because obviously it's fine. No one wants anything crazy and weird happening with a child. Understandable, but I do think that they left it vague for the simple fact if they weren't going to get into specifics, because then someone's going to try to find some fucking loophole and they're going to get around it, and they just don't want to have that happen, which I get. But then also with this, with it also being able to hit just about anything and everything, and then it's like now we're getting into the weeds of it, which she said, which I mean I totally get. But like from here, like let's say it does pass, hypothetically it does pass, then what? Are they going to go back and like get everything, or everything that was already made to this point, will it just not be bothered to be grandfathered in?
So that is where the concern actually lies. So I understand why the both parties on both political sides probably unanimously agreed to this, because they
Right.
might not have read the entirety of the bill, and they might not fully understand what anime and cartoons are. And let's be
Fair.
honest, there's a lot of old fogies within Congress, the Senate, and House and Supreme Court.
Boomers.
Yeah, of course they wouldn't understand technology and cartoons and anime, etc. It's not meant for them. They don't watch what we watch, basically. So what I'm trying to say is that there is a lot of optics around this. There's a lot of people discussing about the AI segment of it, which makes sense why they want to ban that. I'm actually on board with that, because processing real, actual kids in an AI generator,
It's insane.
yes, that is dangerous. Very dangerous. But attaching other stuff associated with that is what the problem with this bill actually is. That's why people have an issue with it. Because, like I said, you could just become a felon for watching One Piece or Goblin Slayer, which is obviously not a good thing. So,
well, it said you had to have possession of it. All right, so if I'm on Crunchyroll and I watch something, I don't have possession of it. I'm just streaming it. I don't actually own any of it, right? So like, go after Crunchyroll because they own it, right? Right? No, but it is very interesting how what's going to happen here. I want to see what they do with this, because obviously this sentence right here. 100%. Everyone's on board unless you're a fucking freak. But the other stuff, that's going to be very interesting to take a look at. So hopefully if it does pass, if it doesn't pass, or whatever, he doesn't update me, go from there.
what happens next?
Also, I want to see what happens to the first person who gets charged with this, because there's going to be someone charged with this. I guarantee you. With like as soon as it passes, if it passes, I guarantee you within like I'll give it 24 hours. Someone's already been charged with this, guaranteed.
Well, at this current time, the bill stages, it's up to the governor. We have to see what the governor is going to do. We got to see if it's going to pass or not, because for all we know, maybe the governor just denies it, and that means that it does not happen. It won't pass. But there's a very high likely chance it's going to, which then that means the next stage is the Supreme Court, which is not good. So we'll see where that one goes. But yeah, I wanted to keep everybody up to date because I saw a lot of talking about this subject. A lot of people have been messaging me in the comments on YouTube, on Twitter.
Yeah.
People have been like, Chibi, did you see that the bill passed? And so I did some looking, and here we are. So for those saying that the bill has officially passed, yes and no. It's half and half. It's true and not true. But it's not a law yet. It's not a law. but it can be very soon because it's passed a lot of obstacles at this point. Now, there's going to be a lot of people going to be debating the Miller test and vicinity laws and stuff like that. I understand that, but we got to also remember that this bill is being forced through by both political parties, so anything theoretically could happen at this point. We just got to see where it's going to go.
True.
But okay, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video and watching my content. I greatly appreciate it. I will keep you guys all up to date if more content of this comes out. But for now, love you guys. Chibi out.
Well, I guess we'll have to figure that out when it comes out. That'll be very interesting to see what's gonna happen. I'm excited about it, but what do y'all think? Peace.